feel like I'd be terrified to sit up here. Ooh, okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing another episode of, I almost said Butterfly Soup, that's been a while. Another episode of What Remains of Edith Finch. Last time we figured out, hold on, we met Gregory, Gus, and was it Sam? And Walter? I don't know. I think so. It's been a little bit since I last recorded because, as some of you may know, I took off last week because it was my birthday. So this is a really cute room. Oh, there's an upstairs. All right, well let's. Oh, that's really cool.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Oh, is that why her bed has like nothing on it?
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
This is cute over here.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Cute.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
So that's her brother.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Edith, Milton, and Louis. So this is a little family garden. That's her mom's garden.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
The house is just constantly getting bigger. Oh, is this like our school?
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Huh.
But it didn't last.
Sorry, this was really cool. They were their own little homeschool family. That's really cute. Oh!
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
That's really cool.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Can we get in? Yes. Let's get in here. Okay. Whoa. Huh.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Huh. So I painted the door. Huh. That's really cute.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Sorry, I like how his drawing is different. How old is he? 8, 9, 10, he was 11 when he disappeared. Interesting.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Weird. Let's see if there's anything over here. Nope. So it seems like we have Edie and Lewis left. Oh. And her mom.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
I wish this was like possible, like you could do this. You know, this is real. This house
After
is
he
really
graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
cool. I wish I could live in this house.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
Huh. Seems like a pretty cool dude. I feel like I'd be terrified to sit up here. Oh, okay, no. Alright, warning.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Oh, I didn't want to go back out. Oops.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
To what? What? What is this? What can I do? What can I do with it? Hello?
wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it.
Doing two things at
He
once.
said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth.
Oh.
He'd feel his way about.
Yeah, when we're doing mindless tasks, isn't this? Windows.
Then something moved. Bats
Huh.
and toads.
Guess we're gonna. Whoa.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then,
Oh, it got even more elaborate.
daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
It's taking over more of the screen.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Hi.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Huh.
Then he made musicians.
Hey, buddy. There's my fish. Hi.
And songs for them to play.
We're making up music now.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
Look at my
Every day
city.
his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Look at that.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
I'm trying to move the boat, but I cannot seem to move the boat.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
One eternity later.
Okay. For some reason, I have to use the arrow keys.
New Louisville.
I guess. Make it harder
St.
for
Louis.
myself.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Her mom.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
What do you want me to choose, bro? Go wherever you want. I don't care. Sure,
beautiful
prince.
prince.
I'm just confused. Oh. Going through here.
The prince was on his own quest for...
Sinister serpents.
Sinister serpents.
Okay. It's making me choose. I'm like, I'll just go which way is easiest.
He followed the sound of his...
Oh, I guess we're going electric guitar.
electric sitar.
Oh. I missed one.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
I can't see the fish anymore. The chapel.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh. It's getting near the morning.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Did he like rule the world or something?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. We began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Am I gonna look at myself?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Dude, you're not grabbing fish anymore. Okay.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the party.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
I
His
am
prince
king.
holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Become king.
Bend
Hello.
down his head.
Oh wait. Don't put me in the fish thing.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh goodness. I really like that. I really like that one.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Hmm.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
This is like a little house. It's weird. I feel like they
What
have
happened that
multiple
night's
small
been coming
rooms
for a long time.
in the. This was my room.
Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Hmm. It's right in my journal. In a blank page.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
I'm like a little child.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom set up the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
Ooh. Open. Excited to see the library. Whoa.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your story. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches by Edith Finch. I want to open it.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean, They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
It's crazy.
God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Gonna keep trekking forward.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Oh, goodness.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Crazy that all this is just in the middle of the ocean.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
I miss you.
The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
This is such a beautiful story.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Oh no.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
Love you, Mom.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
But who's my
I'm still
dad?
not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Am I like being birthed? Oh,
This journal was
goodness.
supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
Am I being born?
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
I think I was just birthed.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Aw. Who's taking care of me? Little boy. Oh my goodness. I'll let the credits roll, and I'll come back to do the outro. Okay, everyone. I do hope you really enjoyed this series. I wasn't expecting it to end so early, but that just means that we'll be on to another adventure soon. I really enjoyed exploring the Finch household. I hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. If you guys enjoyed, please click like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And turn on notifications to get notified every time I upload. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!